Ayup Woodlanders. I know you guys have asked me a lot about my little log trolley, and I thought I'll put together a little video to show you around it, why I like it, why I bought it, is it any good for you, some of the modifications I've made. So this is a Treehog TH6500. Hopefully on that label there you can see the treehogs.com website. Made in 2014, so I've had this 11 years. Maximum capacity, 1/2 ton, 500 kilo. And this is what they call an arb trolley or a log trolley. Now there are other arb trolleys on the market. I think Stein do one and maybe a few others. But this is the only one I could find that had a removable handle and a fixed ballage, so that I could attach it potentially to a machine. When I first bought this, I didn't have any kind of machinery to pull it with, and I thought I need to have something that I can use both by hand, hence with the removable handle, or something that maybe one day I would have a machine to be able to pull it. So that's why I plumbed for this one. It was a little bit more expensive at the time, and it was 11 years ago, so we're looking at 2014. I think I paid about £600-ish, which at the time for me was a lot of money. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? And I used it a great deal. It's no mean feat, I'll be quite honest with you. Pulling this uphill with a trailer full of logs is something for a competition, because it really is a grueler. It makes your legs burn and it makes your heart pound. But it was a lot better than trying to carry it all out on my shoulder. So I did suffice with that by hand for a while. And then I made a bit of an upgrade. This is the stock wheels that you get. I've got another one in the container. And it's a steel wheel with a solid no puncture tyre. And these are all right, they work really well. You just grease the axles, there's no bearings in them. But I found that it's sunk in the mud, so the minute you put a load on, if you're not on somebody's driveway with it, middle of the woods, of course you can see the caked in mud. So I upgraded, which was a DIY effort, to some ATV wheels. These, if you're interested, are 18 by 9.5 by 8s. And well, while it wasn't a straight swap, what I did, I got my brother to the hubs, because these are the rear wheels. I got the aluminium hubs with them, just a second-hand thing. And my brother machined out the hole from possibly 3/4 to 25mm. It's only an alloy hub, and eventually, after a while, it has gone a little bit on the sloppy side. But I keep them nicely greased. We're not doing 25 miles an hour. I much prefer the ATV wheels. You'll notice it's quite tight, so there's only just a little bit of clearance. Sometimes they squeak on the metal there. And sometimes, depending on what logs you've got in, the logs catch on the knobbles of the tyres, but nothing has ever come adrift, so I've not particularly worried about that. It is adjustable, so there's 3 holes. You've got one there, and there's one down here somewhere. So you can adjust the length of this tube to suit the length of your log, so you can get a nice balance between pulling it and not lifting you off the ground or having to lift a lot of weight. So that's really a handy feature. This was something I modified, because this pinage here, which is, I think, a really poor design, that sort of goes in and latches down. I think it meant to go that way. Goes in and sort of supposed to lock in, but when you moving, juggling, what is this thing jiggles about, comes out, and you just go flying, and it is not pretty. So I just forgot this thing. I just left it attached, put myself a little clevis pin thing in with an R-clip. That works really well. You can rely on it then. That one's never failed because gravity holds it in. But this one, I'm not sure about that. There is something else I wanted to show you, and that's the extension wings as well. So these just simply slot in like that. They're a cosy fit, but I've never had them stuck. So I imagine as long as you don't bend anything, they will always go in and come out. So that pretty much doubles its capacity, quite possibly even more. Now if you're moving a lot of brash and lightweight and coppice materials and those sort of things, bundles of faggots and whatever else you can grab hold of, that'd work really well because you can cram in a lot of volume then without going overweight with it. However, saying that, I very rarely use the extension wings because I tended to use it for heavier logs rather than lightweight brash. It is pretty light and manoeuvrable, but as I say, if you've got a steep slope, then pulling it up full uphill is quite an achievement. And then eventually I managed to get myself a little tractor. I was going to get an ATV quad bike, but I decided to get a tractor because of the implements you can put on it. And I got myself a little Gulliver, which was a 22 horsepower hydrostatic 4-wheel drive little tractor. Awesome little machine, and I did like that. It was a very clever little unit. It didn't have power steering, but it was only a little tractor. And I did loads with that in this woodland. Just hitched this up to the ballitch, and we got all over the place because it's so narrow. And the Gulliver was only like just over a metre wide, and this is only just over a metre wide as well. You could sneak in and out of the trees, absolutely superb. And for that, I very rarely use the handle now. It's only on odd occasions where I need to move something in this yard area. Now, of course, if you're familiar with the channel and watch on a regular basis, you'll know that I've upgraded again to a different tractor, and now I've got a little Alpine 35 horsepower tractor. And that means really this is on the small side. I never thought that would be the case, but I don't often use it anymore. I've done a lot of extraction with this, and now I've upgraded to a little ATV timber trailer, and that really is for me the way to go with a little Alpine tractor. That works a treat. So it's handy to have this, and it's not something I'm imminently going to get rid of. I just take it apart, store it in the container, and it's just there for when I need it. So that's about it. Quite a simple little handy tool to have. I'd happily recommend it to you if you thought it was going to work. If I was to buy it again, I wouldn't hesitate. And I think if you've got an ATV or a quad bike, it really is suitable for that. And if you do garden work and you want to try and get stuff out of the back of the house round to the front of the house, because it's so narrow and easy to manoeuvre, it's good for getting brash and tree waste out like that. Thanks for watching. If you're able to, try and find yourself some tools that help you get logs out of the woodland. And I'll see you on the next one.